Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do something fun in between all of the brand comparisons. If you haven't seen my channel for a little bit, I did just post the yellow ochre comparison with over 20 plus brands, and sap green is next, and a bunch of them are showing up this week, so I should be able to get that one up next week. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you guys the Winsor Newton Revival Collection. So you may have seen these on other channels. They've been out for a little bit now, but I'd been meaning to get the tubes and kind of test them out and just see, you know, the fun of it. So the whole point is there's a range of 8 in total, though you may notice you can get them in a box set of 6, but there's actually 8 for this Revival collection. And so basically these are historical colors that have been used by artists in the past, and they reformulated them, you know, to add to the vibrancy. They've improved the formula, but also most importantly, they had to make some tweaks for light fastness and, even more important, safety, because a lot of colors back in the day were not very safe, but I mean, they had to use what they had around, right? So they made those changes, but I think it'll be fun to check them out. So I've got all 8 here. Took me a little bit to get them. I did buy them open stock. I'll leave links in the description below for the various, my favorite places to go, but I got a couple from Blick, a couple from whatchamacallit, Jackson's, while I was also purchasing sap green. So yeah, it was kind of like a mishmash. What we're gonna do is I am just gonna do simple swatches like I do anytime I'm swatching out something, just to put it in my swatch book. This is literally my swatch book. So I like to just put them in these squares and then purposely go out of the lines, and it's like a twofold thing here, because 1, I'll get the swatch, 2, I can test like transparency. So let's get going. Okay, so first we are doing Oswald Gray. It's gonna look really dark right now because I have it very concentrated, but I'll just water it down. So that is PBK6, PW5, and PY42. It's quite the combo. Okay, Fields Orange, which is just PO67. And I am doing wet on dry. It's my preferred method for how I paint, and you should always swatch your colors the way you paint with your colors. Okay, next up we have Aurelian Hue, PY151, PBR7. Like I said, I go out of the lines on purpose. Then we have our Mineral Gray, which is PBK19, PW5, and PB29. That's a really interesting combo. Next up, Viridian Hue. Now this is PG7, PY42, and PY43. Okay, Ultramarine Ash, PG23, PB29. It's a very interesting color. Okay, then we have Tyrian Purple, PB37, PR202. Wow, that is the prettiest purple I have ever seen. Can't wait to see it dry. All right, then we have Cinnabar Green, PY138 and PG37 or 36. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry these, because watercolors should never be judged while wet, as I'm sure you've known or learned by now. But let me dry these and then we can take a look. Okay, so check out these colors. Now, like I said, I like to swatch wet on dry. That's how I paint, so it's always best for me. And so you'll notice, like, throughout my swatch book, it's all wet on dry. So yeah, the color will be a little bit more concentrated, but this is also how I tend to pull my colors anyways. I'll water them down, obviously, at times. You can see here. But this is my preferred method for swatching. Now, there's no right or wrong way to swatch, and I really want to emphasize that because there will be people out there who will say, no, you must swatch it this way. Here's the thing. You should swatch the way you use the paint. If you don't do wet on wet, why would you swatch wet on wet? Sure, it'd be fun to see the colors move, possibly get more granulation. But if you don't actually paint that way, it's not doing you any good to swatch in your swatch book that way because it won't show you the potential or the color or what it's going to look like. So just keep that in mind. These are all really beautiful, and mineral gray does have a little granulation going on, as well as ultramarine ash. Oswald gray, if watered down, would be really, really nice. But I have to say, this Tyrian purple, I love dioxazine violet, but I have now found a new love in Tyrian purple because my goodness, that is gorgeous. It's PV37 and PR202, but it is, can you see that? I mean, I know it's hard on camera, even in 4K recording, but wow, it is stunning. So these are kind of fun to play with. It's actually a pretty well-balanced palette, if you think about it. Granted, you're missing a true blue here, but it would be really fun to play with these and do some painting. So I'm actually excited, and it was worth buying all of these just to test them out. Now, as you know, I do have Pigment Pixie Stash. That's my Etsy store where I sell my fat dot cards. So you can like get samples of, I used to do them in quarter pans and that got tedious. So you get more than a quarter pan. Sometimes they almost rival a half pan when I'm just too lazy and I just dollop. But I will put a few of these in the store so that you can get dot cards if you would like. So I'll leave a link in the description below, though I'm not gonna lie, Tyrian purple is probably going to make it into my summer palette, which I am currently working on because I have so many new watercolors. Like, it's ridiculous thanks to all these color comparisons. So I really need to get on organizing. But yeah, I am definitely going to add a couple of these to the store for you guys. Well, all of them, but Tyrian purple, I'm only going to ration so many. But if you want to try them, check them out. I'd love to know if you bought them to play around with them, what you thought. They're beautiful. I really like these. So yeah, I can't wait to play with them. But this was just a fun little, hey, let's swatch and see what the heck these are about. And yeah, until next time, take care. Bye, everyone.